Sal Abbinanti, Chicago, Illinois. I'm art representative and business manager of Alex Ross, and an artist, and I draw Atomica for Mercury Comics. Well, I mean, I think if you go back to, Michelangelo, he used reference, he used cadavers, but not to get that heavy about it. But the thing I think that cheats Alex and people don't realize is what a great artist he is without the photographs and without the reference that he uses. But Alex is design, his sense of design and composition has always been his strength, and his ideas in terms of character layout and how he puts that stuff together. And then the photos for him just seem to pull it all together. He uses, from my experience of, I was used for a lot of photo reference for Shazam and different things. He uses it primarily for shadows, because trying to predict where shadows fall exactly is next to impossible versus a photo. And also folds in material. Alex has always been a real stickler for how material looks, and he just always had this idea in his head, I think, from the very beginning of he wanted to see how these people would appear in real life versus the Kirby style of stretching and kind of morphing reality a little bit. So people say he cheats and say if they could see him draw from scratch, or they saw his layouts that he does from scratch, and his thumbnails and his roughs, which we've got a lot of if you'd like to show. I mean, the photo just, again, for him helps pull it all together and add those details and take it to the next. And that is his niche. So cheating, for Zeta, everyone, and half the guys I know who claim they don't use reference, use reference. I'm always amazed when guys are like, no, I don't, and I'm like, I know for a fact that they all do, and they bullshit and say they don't, and I'm always like, come on, guys. You're not, it's not like you're cheating, it's just different philosophies. I've always been much more of a Kirby guy. I felt that my style of art was that it should be a product of your imagination. But, Neil Adams, when he introduced the illustration style in the 70s, it had a large impact on a lot of artists of that generation growing up to make it more realistic. So Alex tried to take it to the next level. Well, again, I understand it, and there's some artists, some guys, artists whose style is, adversely different, who feel that it's, they're more the Alex Toth school of it should be more comic-y. And some people are kind of a little scared and freaked out by how realistic he can make the stuff look, or how it really kind of breathes life into it. But I think there's also for the people that don't, there's just as many people that think it's very cool to see how it would be if they were real people. And Alex was influenced a lot as a kid by the live action TV shows of Shazam, and especially Chris Reeve and Superman, and those superhero movies as a kid impacted him a lot. And he just always wanted to, when he wanted to create them, he wanted them to look real. It's not, there's some people that have a problem with it, and I understand what they're saying. It's just, we see our characters a certain way. We have a hard time. It's like hearing a live version of a song that you've grown up with, hearing recorded your whole life. You get kind of freaked out by it because you somehow, in our mind's eye, we've always got that recording we want to turn on, and then when they play it live, you're like, wait a second. Characters are kind of the same way. We always see them a certain way, and I've gotten hate mail, for Alex of, oh, he shouldn't look like this, he shouldn't. People get passionate about it. And, okay, cool. I mean, they're comic fans, it's their prerogative. Anything artistic should be criticized and should be, critiqued, and everybody has their own opinion. I mean, it's like anything artistic is just a matter of opinion, I think. I don't really think you could say one versus the other. One guy would say Picasso is, he's a nut or this and that. Other guys think he's a genius. And, who's right? I mean, it's again, it's all interpretive.